Hey creator, my name is Tatiana Dennis. I call myself an artist because of the type of work that I do, creating art, sort of kawaii style, cutesy, but really what I am is a human being having an experience here on earth of creating and doing my best to do the work that aligns with the call of my soul. And if you're listening to this, you are too. Now, here's the thing. I've been hosting a creative community called the Kawaii Drawing Club for over 3.5 years now at the time of the recording of this video right now. And we call ourselves Kawaii Drawing Club, right? So a specific thing. And at the beginning of this year, which was only a month ago, I woke up one day and I just felt like, you know what? My art style, my art taste is changing. Can you imagine the turmoil, the discomfort? I have a whole business, a whole community created around the kawaii style of art. And suddenly I feel like doing things that are more expressive, more doodly. And let me clarify, if you don't know what kawaii style is, think Hello Kitty. Super polished, solid outlines, flat colors, very cute, very sweet, very iconic and graphic. So I've just woke up one day and I really, really felt like I want to create more doodly stuff, more expressive, more loose, more spontaneous, because kawaii is very, like the classic kawaii style is very, the word that comes to me is tight. It's very tight. It's very precise. It's very planned. A lot of it is very symmetrical. Uh, Possibly because originally it was created, I imagine it was created, at least a lot of it, using vector programs where you copy and paste certain elements. You draw with geometric shapes. Whether that's the case or not, that's how it looks like in the end. So I firmly believe in creating art that speaks to your soul. I also know from experience that if I'm creating art that is not aligned with what I want to create, it's just not going to work, especially if I'm teaching it, if I'm leading a community and holding space for other creators to open up and to step into their creativity. I find that the real power of our community is that it's the creative opening. It's not just the tutorials, it's that collective experience of opening the creative portal that you can channel your energies through. So if I'm not channeling my true creativity, I'm not able to do that for you. So when this urge came to create in a slightly different style, I have followed it. Actually, that's not true. So totally, I believe in total transparency. I'm going to tell you everything, everything, everything. I've got nothing to hide. My purpose here is to share my journey, share my struggles and my wins and what I've learned, my insights, in the hopes of that it will spark an idea or an insight in you as well, because you are a human creator and you are on this journey as well, and we are mirrors for each other. So in total transparency, I didn't just wake up and say, you know what, this is how I feel and I'm just going to start doing new style of art. For one more month, I have proceeded with what is known and comfortable, and I created the artwork for our community that was polished and shiny and very kawaii. And I have struggled through every minute of it. It took me 4 times as long to create the art. Like literally, I looked at the canvas statistics in Procreate. We draw in Procreate. It took me 4 times as long to create the art. And while I was still able to do it and to host the class, and we had a good time, I realized after the fact that I physically cannot just keep doing that. And I wouldn't be serving you if I'm not being honest and aligned with myself as well. So the next phase is, uh, standing at the crossroads of how to proceed. I know I cannot continue doing the old thing that no longer works, or at least right now it doesn't work. Doesn't mean it won't come back, but right now that's not what's aligned. The new thing, I still don't really know how to do that. Changing art styles is not so simple because you've got to just learn. You've got to learn the techniques, the ways. I've been doing kawaii for years. I really, really, I can just do it. Now, this new, like, more doodly style, more childlike, more almost naive, kind, with a lot of love, and not so tight and precise, more human, if you would. So I just decided I'm going to sit down and create this new type of art. I'm going to sit down and going to create this new type of art. And big fat nothing, not nothing, but a whole bowl of frustration, because yeah, it's not even having skills how to draw. It's not like you can flip a switch and start drawing in a new style. So after having a teeny tiny little pity party for myself and for a moment questioning whether I'm a good artist, whether I have what it takes, all the feelings that come up when the artwork is not going how we want it to go. Then it's like, okay, let's troubleshoot just how I teach at our community. Let's go back to the basics. Let's reel it in back to where it does work. What do we know? Okay, so I teach the drawing stages in our community of how you go from the very beginning, from like not knowing how to draw, not knowing anything, to creating finished, polished artworks that you can put on products, that you can make things with, that you can share with people, like professional. Let's just call it professional. That simply means that it has reached a level of aesthetic components working together so that it is pleasing to other people's eyes. Like, it's got beauty. My mission is to create beauty in this world and to collaborate with you, to connect with you, so that we create beauty in this world together, and more and more and more. This is why I have nothing to hide. I want you to create beauty. Anything I can share that helps you create the images in your mind, in your heart, the better, So when you create beauty, I celebrate. So this path that I've been teaching to others, I now need to apply the same method to myself, having found myself in the stage of being a total beginner in a way, because this is totally new style, So the first stage, if you are really, really starting from nothing, is to find drawings that you like, browse Pinterest, things that speak to you. You may not know why they work, but you just feel like, yes, this is the stuff I want to create. Get a few, and to copy them over. Just literally copy. You're not going to claim it as your own work, but you're going to copy it. You're going to learn from it. You're going to notice how things work. Like, oh, it's got a yellow background and a blue over it. Interesting. Write that down someplace. Notice the things that work. So it's great if you do a conscious effort in noticing these types of connections of like, oh, well, it's got a yellow background and a blue thing on it, and that actually works, and it's this type of yellow and this type of blue. So if you do that consciously, that's great. You'll make progress faster. If you're not able to make these conscious connections, trust your heart and your human being that your mind is actually making these connections for you. When they say, oh, he can or she can draw from imagination, it's because they have assimilated so many examples of these combinations that work already. They have developed a taste, that they can just call upon it without conscious effort. This is when you see somebody drawing just like, oh, do, and out comes a beautiful piece of art. It's experience. It's drawing lots and lots of combinations that work. Now, in the beginning, you don't have these combinations, so you just copy them and open up your mind and trust that the good information is entering into you. And you keep doing that and you start memorizing things, consciously and unconsciously. And then eventually you'll be able to take a piece that works from here, a piece that works from here and here and here and here, and combine them all into the image that you want to create. You've got your words, you've got your different phrases. Now you can write the poetry, right? Just like we learn language, we learn drawing. This is visual language. Drawing, visual art is a language of communication that we communicate with our viewers. So we learn it the same way, by learning individual components, then combining them, then writing the poetry that we want to share. So that's exactly what I'm doing with this style transition, you can say. And it may not be a permanent transition. It may be a phase, but I feel really excited about the fact that I have this drive. And it's not just a drive as in like, oh, I feel like it. It's more like I physically cannot continue doing the old thing. If you have felt this recently, let me know, let us know in the comments. And I say us because we are a collective. We are a collective of human creators, the happy creators, on this journey, sharing our lessons, sharing what works, sharing our wins, sharing our pains as well, so that we can rise together and we can just experience the joy and the bliss of this life together. It's more fun together, right? So if you've been feeling recently that I physically cannot continue doing the old thing, I've got to change, drop a comment. Let us know that you are feeling that as well. This is what I've been feeling since the beginning of this year. And for context, it's January 25 that I'm recording this. It is actually Tatiana's Day, that is celebrated in Russia. And my name is Tatiana. So what the heck? I thought I'll start this Happy Creator podcast today. Why not? Why delay it? Yeah. So here we are. I'm recording this. I'm going to publish it the same day, and just start. So this is what I'm doing now. I will be going through this process for a while, I'm sure. But something that I also want to share with you today, in the story that I recently heard in a business talk, is that those who succeed, and let's define success. Success is reaching a point of alignment of where you are creating what you want to be creating and you're feeling happy about the outcome. That's how I define creative success. You feel happy. You feel happy in the process and in the outcome. So those who are successful have high tolerance for frustration. And then the man proceeded to explain that those who succeed can stay in that stage of frustration long enough to get to the breakthrough. And I've been going through quite a bit of frustration, in this process, thinking all the thoughts coming up. What's wrong with me? Have I lost it? How am I? Just like feeling really incompetent. And that's okay. The fact is, nothing has gone wrong. I am actually at the edge of my ability, and I'm expanding my ability to new levels. This is what's happening. Nothing has gone wrong. The frustration is simply lack of experience for now. Now, how do I move through it? By gaining more experience. How do I gain more experience? By doing more art, And so once I had that insight, once I heard that, I was like, oh, this is what's happening. I'm going through the frustration stage, and the breakthrough is around the corner. Now, today I had a really good drawing session, actually. I feel like the cumulative work of looking at different art, analyzing what works and what doesn't, combining, sketching, trying different combinations, doing a bunch of art that didn't work, then thinking, why didn't it work? Analyzing that. So today I actually had a breakthrough, a minor breakthrough. I'm still not there, but I had a good session. What actually did the trick is putting a 15-minute timer and just telling myself, okay, now go. For the next 15 minutes, you are not allowed to think about the artwork critically. Just go. Don't stop. Don't evaluate. Don't evaluate. And I did that a few times. And then, in my final session, the 15 minutes, like I actually finished my sketch and the 15 minutes were not even up yet. Because in the first couple, I was like frantically trying to draw and just like running out. And the stress is like, oh my gosh, the timer is going to run out. I don't have enough time for all the elements, right? But that was really good because it enabled me to turn off the critical brain. All I could think about is, how many more things can I drop on the canvas before the timer runs out? It was almost like a game, like a personal challenge of anything that I can put down on this canvas in the next 15 minutes, that goes into the art. Anything that I didn't put down doesn't make it. So I was like frantically filling up the canvas, and that was good, So this is my story for today to share with you, to say that if you're feeling at the beginning of crossroads, it's beautiful. It's awesome. It's the new year. It's the new world. There are a lot of things happening in the world. How we feel, what we put out into the world, that's what matters. There are many things I cannot control. What I can control, what I am responsible for, is how I feel and how I interact with the world, with my family, with my friends, with the environment, with my house, with my neighbors. You know what I mean? Every aspect. I am in charge of that. So it is my responsibility to do what I need to do in order to feel well and happy. This podcast, the Happy Creator Podcast, is my space to share with you my journey, my insights, the lessons that I learn along the way, and to connect with you, to hear from you. We are a collective. So let's be a collective. Drop me a comment. Tell me what resonated with you. What are you feeling? What is your journey? Have you had a similar experience? Do you have advice? Have you changed art styles in the past? Any of these things would be super, super helpful to contribute to this conversation. And I'm wishing you a beautiful day. I am sending you so much love. I hope you are feeling it. I'm having like tingles all over my body right now as I'm saying it. And I will continue creating videos as I'm having experiences, as I am having insights, and as I feel like I have things to share with you.